making bread. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Whoa.
Flipping coins like I'm G-Crom. Now we're feeling like we Elon. Made 100x like 3 times. Making money while we sleep on. Flipping coins like I'm G-Crom. Now we're feeling like we Elon. Made 100x like 3 times. Making money while we sleep on.
King Betty, turn me up.
Making money flip every single day. And you know I'm staking every single way. Ledger got my MetaMask locked away. 1% a day, make the
juggle. Let's go.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. I'm already tuned in. Got me some hex and I'm making a stake. Got me some hedge and I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. GymRatCrypto sent me to show you the way.
Young folks, tripping on them.
Let's go. Keep it pushing. Woo. Yeah.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. 0.1 every day we mark. Buy my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Buy my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look.
What the heck is going on, guys? It's your boy GRC. We're coming at you live every single day. Are you kidding me? Crypto in the morning every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Great to see everyone in here. I wanted to get it started with a little of that free concert. That's DeFi Proof. DeFi Proof, the official rapper of the channel. I got to talk to DeFi Proof, but I was running through some of his old work. Fantastic. Follow DeFi Proof. He's the real deal. Guys, I want to get into the meat and potatoes right the heck now. I don't want to play around. Christmas is over. Let's get back into the details. There's a lot of people that are going to try to distract you right now. Just laugh it off. Laugh it off. Move forward. The facts are presented. Just keep moving and don't buy into any narratives right now. Very critical. Let's get right into a very open-minded conversation. What is going on with the Fed right now? Guys, we got a lot to talk about today. I know if all right, I'll run through the things we're going to talk about today. Xenfts, BNBP, roulette launch. The macro is what we're going to start with. And we're going to get into FTX charges specifically and how long I think he's going to go to prison. So I'd studied this for a little bit extra this morning. So I think I know, or I think I have a feeling that they will put him in prison and for a decent amount of time. So I'm thinking 10 plus, but they might just put the hammer on. But we'll talk about why. Anyway, let's get straight into it. A channel I love to watch in the morning to get my brain in a right position. And you guys know I watch this a lot. Mr. Raoul Paul, Jim Bianca. This is just from this morning. Let's get it started. Let's figure out what's going on. Remember, holidays, all this stuff, it can confuse people. Let's not get it twisted. Everyone's quitting their jobs or getting fired, and the economy is nuking to zero. Very critical.
Jim Bianco, how the devil are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you, Ralph?
I'm great, my friend. Listen, are we going to make it or are we going to break it? That's the big question we need to figure out here. Where do you lie?
Oh, I think we're going to break it. I think we're going to break inflation, and there's going to be collateral damage along the way. And I think the Fed has made it very clear that they're okay with collateral damage. I'll Give you one example. During the press conference, Mike McKee of Bloomberg said, you guys are projecting 4.4% inflation for next year. That's the new updated dot chart from the Fed. Back of the envelope calculation means 1.5 million people are going to lose their job. And Powell just looked at him like, yeah, and your question is? So they're ready to break things. You know, he wasn't fazed by the idea that he was just being accused of causing 1.5 million people to lose their job.
No, and let's dig into all of that, why we've got here, what it all means, and what's going to happen, because there's a lot to unpack in this, and there's a lot of, you know, you and I've got some differences of opinions of all of this. I think we both think we're going into a recession. It's just, you know, what are the outcomes, stuff like that. So how do we get here? How do we get here with from your read of things, how do we get here to this 9% inflation and this mess? What happened?
Well, I think there's two things that have happened.
Why don't I chime in on what I think happened, since I was alive and human being for this whole entire experience? Basically what happened is the government funds war constantly, and they were making mad cash, and they're still doing it. And it's just a big friggin' coronavirus, Ukraine war. What's next? Anything is next. Whatever's next. Wherever we can siphon funds, period. And it's just, there's no more first principles. There's no more caring about the people. There's no more none of that, because they know it's crumbling down, and they know that people are gaining wind. The people like me, guys like me, can just quit. I'll just quit my job. I got all the resources I need. I got internet. I got all the stuff. I got a car. I got a house. I got plenty of shit. Fuck off. Fuck off. You know, fuck off. I'm not working for you. I'm not doing shit. I'm going to do what I want to do, because I was not feeling like I was getting told the proper path. So I jumped off that shit.
I think that the general argument that this is part of a surge from the pandemic reopening is true, that you have some of that going on. But I also think that there's been a secular change. Every pandemic produces a change in the economy coming out of it. And typically the change is it speeds up the cycles. So what's happening to this economy is basically what was going to happen. It's just coming on us a lot faster. The three things that I've argued is we've seen the end of the era of cheap labor, cheap goods, and cheap energy, cheap labor. Last week, on Wednesday, there was a Greg Ip article in the Wall Street Journal, which I think summed it up best. It was about this idea about the Great Resignation leading into quiet quitting. There's a sociological change in people's attitudes about work. It's not as important to them anymore. They're there to collect a paycheck, and if the job is unpleasant, they'll just quit. How do they live? Not very well, but they're okay with that. And so we've seen this idea that people will work hard, accept whatever they can to keep labor cheap. That era might be over. Cheap goods, that's China. China, the political problems we're having with China are leading up to the idea that we passed the CHIPS bill. We're putting sanctions on them. We're trying to bring semiconductors back. The president is giving maybe intentional gaffes or maybe unintentional gaffes that he will commit U.S. troops to China, to Taiwan, to basically stick it in their eye as well too. I don't see how we go back to everything's okay, just keep filling the shelves of Walmart with cheap stuff. Cheap energy, that's Russia. Russia has been supplying Europe with cheap energy. Remember that in manufacturing, most important input is energy. It's not labor, it's energy. And all that cheap natural gas that was basically powering the Mercedes plants in Stuttgart and the BMW plants in Munich and all the other manufacturing in between, all of that has now been thrown up in the air. Is there a scenario out there where we kiss and make up with Vlad and he opens up the spigots and we go back to rock bottom gas prices? I guess in theory there is, but I don't think it's a very likely outcome. So this is what I think has changed. So while the pandemic did lead to a surge of inflation, what I'm more concerned about is when it comes back down, it doesn't come back down to 2%. It comes back down to some number that's higher than 2, 3, 4, 4.5, maybe 5. And interest rates are going to have to respond in kind by saying much, much higher for much, much longer.
Hi, I'm Raoul Pal.
Hi, Raoul Pal. I like Raoul Pal. Bye, Raoul Pal. Good to see Raoul Pal. As always, biceps in the chat if you like Raoul Pal. 2's in the chat if we don't. Hex Logic. What do we got? What is everyone talking about? Let's see. LOL. Gamblers only chat now. I don't really gamble very often, but I love earning perpetual yield on decentralized products. I don't know. You're talking about rolling. What's good, brother? The Hexagon contractor. Let go. What up? Nico the Dreamer. So the American people are fully empowered to fire the Federal Reserve. Just saying, pretty much at this point, they have the forces too. Like people are waking up, and I don't say that often. I don't think I've ever said that. I wouldn't say it's mostly Hexagons here. I got a wrench removed by having Hex in my name. That doesn't make you get wrenches removed. Nobody got any wrenches removed because of Hex in their name. I'm wearing a fucking Hex chain, you ding dong. You guys are stupid. I'm just trying to push Richard because he's fucking being a little word salad fucking flip-flopper. So might as well, if he's going to ignore all of us all the time anyway, we might as well punch at his ego so he works harder. That's how guys like that work. They only get inspired when they're under pressure. Or if all God's graces are aligned, which I don't think that's the case right now. So, guys, let's get into one more news segment before we round out the news. You know I like to check the news out. This is for my boys. This is where we keep up to date with the plebs. And Sam will be back. He got stuck in Canada on some fucking ice age shit. So, camera pleb, a 2 for Raoul. Great to see you in here, pleb. GymRat Gangster, what up? What's up, homie? Sorry I've been MIA. I miss you, bro. Dude, you're good, bro. As long as everyone returns and we can all chat it once again, it's all good. Xenfts, we'll be talking about Xenfts. Guys, you know everyone's just going to say because I like one thing that's not like, you know, I don't promote gambling at all. I don't think you should do it. I don't think it's something that's cool. I don't think it's going to make your life better. But I'm aware that people do it to a very high degree. And I'm aware that they get robbed because what they're doing is like 10% off the top, not decentralized. The books are shit. And there's some decentralized products that have done it better, in my opinion. And one of them was created by someone who got in Hex really early. He created a product. I think it's been marvelous. I haven't had it 77% staked. There's ways to earn yield for staking in 100 different ways. And it brings in revenue from outside sources and gives that yield up, which is different from the like regurgitated model that I always talk about, which is still beneficial to a degree, but it's more just smoke and mirrors. Roulette launch tomorrow. You know, last time there was a launch for BNBP, we probably gave away $10,000. I think we gave away $10,000. I don't remember. It was bullish. Bullish. You know me. I try to stay out of the financial shit because it gets sticky. People start looking at all your shit and trying to find out where you fuck up. So I just kind of try to stay out of it as much as possible. But I personally have given away a lot. And it's not because it's not like, oh, I just like got in pre-sac. I didn't do any sacrifice. Nothing like that. I just liked it. Is Zen pumping for real? Oh, then we got to talk about Xenfts. Oh my God. The episode yesterday was crazy, dude. Did anybody watch that Zen Su episode? I haven't even looked at the playback. I just sent it to Jack this morning on the download. That was good. That was later than usual. Did you guys like that? 1's in the chat if you like that. And 2's in the chat if whatever. 1's in the chat, dude. Face reveal. I had no idea he was going to face reveal. And I had no clue. I didn't even know who he was. I just thought he was smart because he was talking in there and always interacting, the co-host of the Twitter Spaces. And I really liked his YouTube channel. And his YouTube channel is off the chain. So now I'm excited. I'm so excited. Was it good? Dude, I forgot. Like, I haven't even thought about it since. Was it good? Like, I was like stoked out on that one because I did not know he was going to face reveal. Oh, shoot. Everyone liked that. Dude, I should look at that. I'm sure that one was popular because I think Jack and everyone tweeted it. One sec. I want to look. Oh, 2.1K views. How many likes? With the 189 ratio. Ugh. Crushed it. I love that. Probably got some followers on that one too. Hit the subscribe button. Get in here. And let's go straight to it then. You know what? I'm skipping this stupid ass news take. We're all going to zero on everything except like new shit that's innovative and has product market fit. So just know that. In a simple way. There you go. So let's go to popping right up. GRC. Let's go, guys. I got your back. I got your back on this. You guys know I'm the premier channel for this shit. I was the first guy to ever cover Zen on the internet and get an interview with Jack after Zen launched. Because before he thought of Zen, I think he had, we did a few interviews too, but doesn't matter. Now, you know, I'm going to cover Xenfts to the T marathon streams during launch. I did the Zen launch live with 3 computers in my lap. And it was fucking amazing. It was so awesome. Sorry about the F-bomb. Dang it. And, you know, I'm going to be covering the launch. And then tomorrow night, I'm pretty darn sure. This is like heavy intel. And I know not a lot of you guys care about this. I know a lot of you guys don't even play on Binance. And this is the only thing I do play with on Binance, to be quite honest. If I'm being 100% honest, like other than the native token and this and BNBP, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't care about this stuff, again, I am going to run through this stuff all tomorrow. I try not to talk about it too much unless there's a dedicated stream because it's a topic that people tend to think is a little bit like, I feel like it's normal, but people are harsh over here for some reason. So let's go to my YouTube and then I'll click on this. Here we go. So share this instead. And this is just, I'm just going to pop this up quick. And this is like not 100% confirmed. And this is just from my like digging down and finding some of this information. But I'm pretty sure tomorrow night, the roulette launch party and I'll probably be giving it, like, I can't help it. It's Christmas time, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't even thought about it. I just posted that this morning, not 100% confirmed, but, you know, is what that is. And then we had the Zensu yesterday.
Fortunately and unfortunately.
Zensu, epic times, epic, insane, insanity. Now, stop saying Zen pumping. I'm not looking at the price chart. We don't do that around here anymore. We're trying to change our ways. I know. But guys, don't focus on the price chart right now. And I'm not saying that because you're watching the show. I'm saying because it's going to distract you. You just understand the launch, understand your position, and chill. And if you know, it's just, I promise you'll lose money with that mindset. Because imagine if I was staring at that thing right now, just like waiting for it to like go up 55, like, yeah, maybe I have a couple $1,000s in Zen liquid, but like, what am I trying to flip it for 6,000? Not really. Because what if it does that? You know, like I would just rather keep my position and understand why I have that position and then add to it if I must. Also keep in mind the prices and like your future projection, but like not everything's going to all happen at once. Although, you know, things can get crazy in crypto, but please just be careful. That's coming from the GRC. Please be careful, everyone. Please be careful. Please be careful. And I'm not talking about NFTs like directly in particular. I'm just talking about like a little Amish dude. Just be careful. Everyone be careful. Even I'm being very careful. Because, you know, you don't have money forever. You want to be smart. Guys, here, I got your back. So that's the reveal. I didn't really say much about it. I'm not going to say much more about it. BNBP launch on my channel tomorrow night. Bring your beers. Bring your beers and your extra your pocket change or whatever, and I'll see what I can flip up something. But I don't know yet. I don't know exactly how it's going to go down. I have to think about it still. But it's posted. So let's continue. And now let's get some information on Xenfts for everyone that's in here. Now, if you watch Zen Education's videos, you'll have a better grasp on like what's going on from like a technical point of view, if that's the kind of learner you are. But here's a nice 4-minute and 36 clip of Jack. The Xenfts launch is different from Zen Crypto. And he goes through some of the stuff here and some of the nuance here that I think is important. Do you work remote for your day job? I don't really have a day job, if you want me to be quite honest. I sit here all day and I learn crypto. I figure out the newest stuff and I do videos. And I just provide liquidity V3. And I have some renters in my house. So I just have like, you know, I do some other stuff too. I mean, I don't want to get all the way into all my life, but yeah, when it comes to daily income for me, I would say providing liquidity V3 would be majority of my daily income. Might not be the majority of my like monthly total. I don't know, because sometimes I don't do it for weeks, but sometimes I do it really hard. And that's when no one can hear from me. If you don't hear from me, just know I'm tight ranging it. And it's getting ugly. And there's EDM house music on.
We're going to post and deploy Xenft contract with the code visible, but it will not be available for trading or minting. One thing that we wanted to do differently, and that's important. So when we launched Zen originally, we deployed the contract, and we had some issues deploying it because there was a few things that we needed to correct, and we wanted to make sure that the code, the open source code that governs Zen, is also posted on chain so that people can actually see what they're getting into.
Quick question in the chat. Do you guys think it's important to post your code open source, available for everyone to use, copy, and study? One's in the chat if you think that's important. Two's in the chat if you don't think that's important. I kind of want to know. I kind of think about that a lot. Do you think it's important to have open source code that everyone can read? Maybe a why too, if you're a little more understanding of that concept. It's a nuanced concept. I don't want to go down that, but I want to know what y'all think, because it's important, I think, to open that conversation up, because open source basically means, hey, we're top dogs. We don't care who copies this shit. Closed source kind of means like, whatever. That's what it means to me. I don't know though. I really don't.
Code, the open source code that governs Zen, is also posted on chain so that people can actually see what they're getting into. And anytime you're specifying the time of launch, like I think we were, when we launched on October 8th, the time to launch was 10:15 a.m. on a Saturday, I remember. And it took us 15-20 minutes to clear it all out completely, just to make sure everything is in. And it took quite a bit of time, so we were late. So in this particular case, if an audit comes out clean, what we're gonna do, which is the we're kind of like this whole different idea, and deploy Xenft contract with the code visible, but it will not be available for trading or minting until a certain Ethereum block height. So as the Ethereum developers know, the block height is the number of the new blocks being created by the Ethereum blockchain. And what we will do is we'll basically assume that it takes about 15 seconds for every block to be produced. and we will deploy probably a few days before, but then the contract will have the block height method or a function that will not allow this NFT.
That's kind of what I feel right here, too. Experimental Panda. Thanks for everyone who's in here. There's 97 in here. Please smash the like button. Share it out to your Telegram groups, and I'll continue. Thank you. Yeah, because if the government wants to check all this stuff out, and they're going to check all this stuff out as much as they possibly humanly, physically can, and they will pry everything out of everyone. So why not just make it like, I'm the best in town, this is the best technology in town, just throw it out there. Seems like there's a lot of relevance to that, because people like with big money can really hammer it out in like whatever professional way that they feel is possible. I know it doesn't, but it does because it's open. It's not necessarily about the money. It's about more people being able to see it. Some people with money aren't shit. Some people with money are shit. So, but they have resources. Some men with money are very good at things. And easily verifiable versus protecting your contract from being copied. Yeah, but the copy thing is interesting. Like, okay, if someone copies Uniswap, that's like Richard's copying Uniswap, like no biggie, right? Vitalik doesn't care. Binance copied you. Vitalik doesn't care. Probably helped him somewhere. Like probably relieve stress from the system. A lot of different things. Because when you're the best in town, you're the best in town, though, right? No, Dank, you're just taking things out of context 100%. You're taking things out of context. That's not what he meant whatsoever. I could tell, and I know exactly what he meant, and I feel like he might be right. You need more people, more verifiableness, more people that we know and can confirm, and then it's just open to everyone. So like you can have the double benefit of like all the smaller guys looking at it too. Let's get back into this. I love it.
Used to go live, but yet it will be available for viewing. So as soon as the blocks get issued and it's above a certain block ID or block number, that's when the trading and the minting technically will begin, but not before. So the main difference is that the contract address will be available before the mint, the actual start of the Xenft actual launch, so that people can prepare and look at the address and look at the code and make sure that they're getting into the right contract, because it is quite possible, and we have seen it before too. We've seen scam projects that would call themselves Zen launching before the Zen launch, and that made a lot of people get into something that isn't real, or something that has admin keys, something that has the treasury address, something that has the OA. And Zen obviously never had the OA, but people didn't know, so they thought that's the one to start.
Sorry, I got a hair in my mouth. But if somebody copied my show verbatim and called themselves GymRatCrypto, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, what a waste of time. I'm the GymRat. Like, I'm GymRatCrypto. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I wouldn't care, right? I wouldn't think about it. I would just be like, that's a waste of time. Why didn't he just do his thing? It would be more authentic, more real, more him. But copying work is always just copying work, generally. But in some cases, when we're talking about layer one blockchains, it can be different. Like, look what Binance did. Look what Polygon did. Layer one blockchains. But are we going to see things change? Are we going to see the landscape change, or is it just layer one wars now? Layer one wars sounds kind of fun. Biceps in the chat if layer one wars sounds fun. Biceps in the chat if you think Xenfts will have a layer one at some point. I know Jack's alluded to maybe, no, maybe, and a little bit maybe. Kind of depends probably. But let's see what you guys think about all that. And I'm loving the comments. I think it's decent conjecture here, and I think everyone's being relatively respectful, which is nice. You can make little jokes, but once it gets out of control. It's a family show. Other than when I'm dropping, I'm trying to stop cursing when I'm solo.
Buying or minting or whatnot. But with this method, we will actually indicate the block height, and then those block IDs, they will be tickering up, like so to speak, until a particular number, and then once it
Oh,
crosses that
whoopsie. And guys, I don't really. Well, I'll say that after.
obviously never had the OA, but people didn't know, so they thought that's the one to start buying or minting or whatnot. But with this method, we will actually indicate the block height, and then those block IDs, they will be tickering up, like so to speak, until a particular number, and then once it crosses that number, once it crosses that block height, then it becomes available. So that's the major difference here.
Interesting. And let's be also clear with a few things. It's on Zen.network on the ZenFT page that people go in. There will be the countdown. We try to make as many days as possible before launch to have the countdown. And it's going to be deployed on Ethereum and following chains as soon as possible. We want to see that Ethereum works well, similar to how we did the launch of Zen Protocol.
So, guys, I had my boy on. Wait, I don't know if this is my boy. This ain't my boy, but this is one of my boys, I guess. So, make sure you're following XenCrypto on here. I don't know which guy owns this channel. I don't think it's this probably Jack's, maybe. I don't know. But we're gonna say let's follow it. We'll drop it in the chat. Oh, we're trying to pay our respects to the channels. I've been bad at that, and I kind of just forget and don't care, which is not right. Let's see if there's any other videos that we want to see. I want to go to Xenfts. Jesus. I spelled that wrong. Anyway, hold on. Oh, here it is. I'm so stupid.
Or within the property thing is the.
I want to go to Mr. Jack. Recently uploaded. Dang it. All right, I'm going to play this where I had it tabbed off for a second. I'm sorry about all this, guys.
Right there within the.
That's Jack.
So here, let me start this right here. I got to find a couple videos while we go, and tell me what do you guys want me to cover? What do you guys want me to cover? We're going to talk about XenFTs more. We'll look at the Zen Pomp. Everyone's saying Zen Pomp. We can talk about Hex. We can talk about RH. We got a little free morning here, and then Sam's going to be back soon, so we got to get back on track. Dude, love your show. Daily watcher, all the best. Hey, thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. Trying to be as open-minded as I possibly can. Golly, it's tough sometimes. But as you can see here, I'm not afraid to put the pressure on the RH because he ignores me and calls me a pleb anyway, so I might as well piss him off. And I got all my money, some of my money wrapped up in that jaunt. But here we go. Richard, don't suck middleman D. Suck mine heart. I tweeted that this morning. No regrets. No regrets. Zero regrets. Because I like to, I know guys with fragile egos, they push them when people are coming at them like crazy, pushes them, hopefully, to greatness. So my bags can be forever pumped. But let's go. Let's get back into it.
Jack, how are you doing today?
Without any sort of preparation, because we don't want the gas wars. We don't want a lot of FOMO. We want this thing to launch smoothly, and we don't want anything to crash, obviously. So, and it's one of the research items that I have spent my time doing is looking at the NFT successful launches, and more often than not, gas wars ends up really being a detrimental force. And that's one of the reasons why we are having the most rare NFTs burn Zen. So not only it's beneficial for Zen, it's also puts people more on the equal footing in the sense of not necessarily needing to burn a lot of gas to, so to speak, ape in. Because right now people need to actually have Zen to acquire and to mint Xenfts. So hopefully the balancing act between those two forces will allow the smooth gas use on the Ethereum network.
Right. It's the yin and the yang. It's and that's what makes me most excited about what we're doing. Because up until now, it's just been supply started from zero and crazy inflation in people's eyes, even though this is.
I know what you guys want. I know what you dirty little sick son of a guns want. You little sick people. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. Okay? But I know it. I'm sick too sometimes. Okay? So I don't do this often, nor do I think it's important to do very often. And the reason that it seems like every time that I have a show on something, it pumps, is generally more because I know when to do the show and less to do because of the show. I really do think that. Like, if you see me starting to chit chat about stuff, just know it's because I'm starting to think about it. And when I'm starting to think about something, that means that it's exciting me to a degree. So don't think like, oh, I'm gonna do a show and I'm pumping and I'm dumping, and I'm not. Frankly, I'm lazy when it comes to that stuff. So I know what you little dirty son of a guns want. Let's go through it. And I'm going to say the uncomfortable truths here. Whenever I bring up the deck screener, people get very uncomfortable. Why? Because it's just shows the truth without having to really say too much. I just have to like kind of show people. So what do we got? Zen/USDC in the last 24 hours has 761 Ethereum transactions, $1.1 million in volume, $538,000 in liquidity, and we're at 80 days in. Now we have also an ETH pair for Zen that's prominent, and this would be the one that I provide V3 liquidity for if I were to do it at this time, but the range, but you get wrecked on the range if you weren't wide. Anyway, don't do that. You'll get wrecked. 281,000, another 100,000 liquidity. Again, this was minted out of thin air in a fair distributive way, open source code. It's critical that you guys understand. And okay, now let's go underneath. We have something that's 1,100 days old. We have something that gets, told everyone else not to buy anything. And I have Hex, and I like Hex to a degree, but I'm not afraid of future innovation either. I'm not a little puppet either, nor am I a little cheerleading bitch. But at the same time, like, most of the people that have gotten into Hex at this point are down, and the ones that are heavily staked are just going to call everyone stupid and just hope to God Richard works out. And they might be right on. Might be the best move ever. Might be in my sacrifices and everything. I'll be a rich man if Richard pulls it. Like, at the end of the day, if Richard pulls off all this stuff and it makes it great, like, I'm going to be so disgustingly wealthy, and so are a lot of people. So I don't really know how that is going to work. It's going to be an interesting, it would be very interesting, like very interesting, which I'm not, I hope I'm, you know, I like money too, believe it or not. And I sacrifice for Pulsechain, PulseX. I have T shares, you know, I got a turtle position. I'm 10x Hedron stakes, all Icosa stake. I have a couple Watsas. You feel me? So like I'm in, baby. I'm in, but I ain't gonna fluff it. We're not gonna fluff it up in here. That's how you get left behind. You don't get talked about too much if you're a fluff artist. Flip flop salad bar. Zen is just pumping really hard right now. Up 49% on the 24-hour. Up 3.82% on the 5-minute. Hex down 4%. Icosa is at 34 cents. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that's insane. Dude, I'm wrecked on that, I think. Now, well, like I'm only a staked in Icosa, but Jesus. Oh, Jesus. And guys, another uncomfortable truth. There's been 10 trades on Poly USDC in the last 24 hours. On Maxi, there's been 12. Maxi Hex, there's been 12. That means no one. That means no one. Hedron USDC 57, still very low. BNBP, very new in a different kind of product. Still, we want to see those transactions going up for sure. Icosa USDC, people are trading out of it, I guess. And Hex, I guess people are going into Hex right now. They're probably trying to safeguard themselves right now. So if I had to kind of guess, like within the Hex ecosystem, like everyone's like, yep, these assets are flimsy comparatively. I need out. And, you know, they're going to go back into Hex if they're believers, or USDC or ETH. So, you feel me? So Hex is down to $5.2 million in liquidity. That means in all of Hex's greatness and all of Richard's pizzazz for all of this and braggadocious, there's $5 million that someone could exit right now, and they would take every dollar that's in the Hex USDC pool out. And then left, there would be whatever's in the ETH pool, probably $1 million or $2 million at this point. So all this huffing and puffing and the SEC stuff, to be honest, it's laughable. Because there's really, at this point, the money's, it's not there. It's in people's wallets, but it ain't in there anymore, in that liquidity pool, as much at least. But I mean, that means it also has upward price potential gone on Jesus steroids too. Like when things pinch to a point, they can also go up like crazy. But it's a hard time to be Bitcoin's too high. One's in the chat if you think Bitcoin's too high. One's in the chat if you think Bitcoin's too high. Like, is Bitcoin not? And none of this is financial advice. I'm just wondering. I'm just a random kid chilling. I'm broke. Fuck me. Everything sucks. I have no money. Every day hurts. So Okay. So Zen's doing the old GRC pumperoonie, which, I mean, Jesus Christ. All right. I don't even know what to say right now. Like, the market is dying. Zen is taking over everything transaction volume wise. Like we're talking about like all of Ethereum is like think about Hex is like a 20th or usually like 20th on the rank on Etherscan. And Zen's just like double, tripling it at this point with users. And then there's centralized exchanges that have this shit. Like this shit might be off, man. Jeez, Louise. Reality hurts. Reality's weird for me too, dude. It's not easy to like think about all this shit all the time and like try to cope with the narrative and get out of it and think for yourself. But jeez, Lord, it's not time to dump it. If you Hexter, bad advice by Hexter. That was a way long ago. They love Jack more than RH. Who's they? GRC. Zen started kicking off ever since your stream with Zensu. I was watching. Then Jack's announcement last night was the cherry on top. Yeah, and I can promise you, I prepared that stream and I asked him to come on the stream, and I never colluded with anyone. I didn't even know who he was. So that was pretty cool. I think his face reveal and then whatever Jack was doing. Jack's aggressive. I want you guys to know that Jack is aggressive in whatever he does. Not physically, of course. He's very nice. But he does it. He's doing things hardcore. I'm watching, man. It's crazy. So what other chart do we want to look at? BNBP is almost down to like its launch-ish price. So like I remember when I did the launch stream, it was like $5. And I mean, come on, all the cryptos are doing this shit right now, but it has 220 in liquidity. It's a new product, and it's getting down to back where that launch price is. Most people probably gotten out, and I think if you watch my stuff tomorrow, actually, I don't even want to say this shit. I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for even doing this. Now I'm starting to think, what if I am getting people to buy shit? I don't know. I think I've given you guys enough on that, to be quite honest. I think that was the meat and potatoes of what I really was trying to get across, if anything. Well, let's talk about Xenfts real quick. Got you, fam. I still think that I timed it up better than they timed it up. Like it was more on me because I knew stuff was coming up. I could tell. Xenft launch. I don't know. Do you want me to go to his Twitter? I'll go to his Twitter. I'll pull up his Twitter, so I'll find all that information for you while we're watching. Zen minting made easy. VMUs and Xenfts explained by Jack Levin. Give Jack Levin a subscribe on YouTube if you're not. He hasn't done YouTube long. Very like just since Zen launched, I'm pretty sure ish. And he's doing a great job. I go to his YouTube to figure out cool ways to do stuff.
To allow people to remove the calculation how many wallets they need to mint their free Zen. So minting with different wallets could be fun, but it gets tedious, and it also very inefficient use of gas. And so one of the ways that we have considered to improve the process is to allow people to remove the calculation how many wallets they need to mint their free Zen, and rather specify what we're going to call VMUs. VMUs are virtual minting units. So virtual minting units is each unit is an equivalent to an address or a wallet that's minting Zen. Now, you don't have to make those wallets. All you need to do is go to our web app, select how many VMUs you would like to use, and the web app and the blockchain will request how much gas it will need to you need to spend to start this sort of parallel mint. Now, let's say for the sake of argument that the single wallet, single address to mint Zen will take $4. If you decide that you want to spend a little bit more money, you can say, I would like to specify 25 VMUs. So 25 means accelerate your Zen mint by 25. Now, what that means is that if you pay $4 for a single VMU or single wallet, the 25 parallel VMUs will cost you about $100. So you spend this $100 and launch the sort of virtual minting on the background. You don't have to track any wallets. You don't have to create them. You just use the single wallets to launch the process. Now, when you do launch the process, what you will get is an NFT. This NFT will record all of your C ranks because you're going to get multiple C ranks. In case of 25 EMUs, you're going to get 25 consecutive C ranks because they're all going to be minting in parallel for you. And that NFT, you can then keep it in your wallet, or you can give it to your friends. You can sell it on OpenSea, and you can even buy it on OpenSea. So let's say that you think that you're late to mint, but there's somebody who is selling an NFT that has the configuration where they started a month ago, maybe 6 months ago, maybe even a year ago. It's up for sale. You will be able to buy somebody else's virtual mint, and an NFT becomes kind of like a certificate of your future mint that you will receive in Zen.
All right, guys. So let's look at this real quick. Circuit auditors responded with the timeline of the final report for Xenfts is tomorrow. If all is well, we will deploy the code and be ready to go live by Friday midday. He says midday. My man says midday. And so you know what I'm doing? I'm posting a thumbnail right now for midday. And I'm going to say midday for him is 3 p.m. And I'm going to launch it right now on YouTube while I'm live. And I just did that. That's called with the swiftness. Who's keeping up with GRC? I don't know. Would be a tough call. But let's see what the people are saying. Certic engineer. Oh, you know, of course, he's having fun with it, which is a good sign. Always a good sign when people are having a good time. I think he's posting all these funny pictures.
We're going to post and deploy.
Okay, we're going to listen to this one through one more time because we got to get this right. Now that I posted the thumbnail, now that we're going through 4 minutes, the Xenfts launch is different from the Xencrypto launch. If you guys were here, during the launch, you know, it was insane. It was insane. I did live, streamed it all. It's all still public. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat. I very do much appreciate that. CI, I do very much appreciate you. And everyone in the chat, seriously, thank you guys for being here. This makes all my morning, all my work in the morning way more fun when there's a big old chat. 110 people in here, smash a like, because then I can feel like I'm really helping and I can study harder. Trust me, it's helpful, especially in the bear market. We used, you know, these channels used to get 300, 400, 500, 600 live viewers like it was nothing, but it was a different time in the market. I want to know who's paying attention. I want to know who's studying. I want to know who's focused up. I want to know who the leaders are going to be in the next bull run, because I promise you, the landscape will be just about wiped out like it does every cycle, and new guys will be here. And I'm not afraid to bet on some horses. Let's go. Why? Xenft launch is different from Xencrypto. Thank you for the donation. Everyone that's in here, I love you. I said it quick.
Deploy Xenft contract with the code visible. but it will not be available for trading or minting. One thing that we wanted to do differently, and that's important. So when we launched Zen originally, we deployed the contract, and we had some issues deploying it because there was few things that we needed to correct, and we wanted to make sure that the code, the open source code that governs Zen, is also posted on chain so that people can actually see what they're getting into. And anytime you're specifying the time of launch, like I think we were, when we launched on October 8th, the time to launch was 10:15 a.m. on a Saturday, I remember. And it took us 15-20 minutes to clear it all out completely, just to make sure everything is in, and it took quite a bit of time, so we were late. So in this particular case, if an audit comes out clean, what we're gonna do, which is the we're kind of like this whole different idea, and deploy Xenft contract with the code visible, but it will not be available for trading or minting until a certain Ethereum block height. So as the Ethereum developers know, the block height is the number of the new blocks being created by the Ethereum blockchain. And what we will do is we'll basically assume that it takes about 15 seconds for every block to be produced, and we will deploy probably a few days before, but then the contract will have the block height method or a function that will not allow these NFTs to go live, but yet it will be available for viewing. So as soon as the blocks get issued and it's above a certain block ID or block number, that's when the trading and the minting technically will begin, but not before. So the main difference is that the contract address will be available before the mint, the actual start of the Xenft actual launch, so that people can prepare and look at the address and look at the code and make sure that they're getting it into the right contract, because it is quite possible, and we have seen it before too. We've seen scam projects that would call themselves Zen launching before the Zen launch, and that made a lot of people get into something that isn't real, or something that has admin keys, something that has the treasury address, something that has the OA. And Zen obviously never had the OA, but people didn't know, so they thought that's the one to start buying or minting or whatnot. But with this method, we will actually indicate the block height, and then those block IDs, they will be tickering up, like, so to speak, until a particular number, and then once it crosses that number, once it crosses that block height, then it becomes available. So that's the major difference here.
Interesting. And let's be also clear with a few things. It's on Zen.network on the Xenft page that people go in. There will be the countdown. We will try to make as many days as possible before launch to have the countdown. And it's going to be deployed on Ethereum and following chains as soon as possible. We want to see that Ethereum works well, similar to how we did the launch of Zen protocol.
That's all you got for me today. I want to know, who should I bring on the show? Who should I do interview with? Who should I do interview with? And I'll work on it. No matter how crazy the person is, I'll send those DMs. I'll send those emails. I'll do it. Sam Stolt will be back soon, and I'll feel whole again. But he's doing family stuff, and he got stuck because of the bomb cyclone. Corey Costa. Ooh, that's a good one. Let me DM him. Let me text him right now while we're on here. Dude, I'll do that today if he's down, for real. I'll do that today if he's down for real. Dude, come on the show today, Ma. I said a curse word. All right, and Trayvon, we got to figure out if Trayvon would even come on this show again. Dude, people message me all the time about shit, and it's just like, bro. Feeder, another good one. I'll do that. I'll send that message right now. I'll send that message right now too. Dude, I did tweet that shit, so maybe people won't want to, but where's Feeder? Does he still? Yo, win stream, yo. Okay, so I sent that to Feeder. RG3, I'll message RG3 right now. Let's do it. I'll do a show with RG. Yeah, I gotta talk to RG anyway. RG. No way he's blocking me. There's no chance. He's a freedom fighter. How do you spell this? Oh, here he is. He's good. All right, I sent that one. Yeah, me and Trayvon don't really vibe because he's always on that slow-mo shit. And it's like, and I'm not saying that when I say slow-mo, it's just his vibe is just different than mine. Like, I'm just a spaz and he's just more laid back than I am. Rashim. Rackham? I would like to. Kinetics? Furu, new streamer. Who's Furu? Is Zen going Paro? I got to get off here, bro. I don't want to be the reason I don't want to be blamed for any of these parabolic moves. Wendy's for tendies. Oh, yeah. I'll message him. I've done shows with him before. It's been a while since we talked. Again, I don't know how all these guys feel about me because I've been a big hater, and these guys are bigger players for show. Not hater to them, just hater to, not sticking with the Joneses, as we say. Mr. Wonderful. Wendy's. All right. Well, Furu Finance. I've heard of them. It's a guy. I thought it was a chick. I'm pretty sure that's a chick. And I think, right? I think I met her. I could get these names wrong. It's probably on my end. But anyway, we'll see. Everybody, if you want me to do any of those stuff, just DM me and I can see it. And you saw I just shot all those messages out. And Jack's gonna be hopefully coming on. I already got that Xenft launch pending, so I'll show you guys that. I'll show you guys before I go, I'll just run through my YouTube real quick so you guys can stay up to date with what I got going on because I got some stuff pending now. All right. So first of all, my banner is electric, handmade by me and Photoshop. It's just a party. CZ, Jack, me, Sam, police officers. We're taking out Kevin. There's Trump, Richard, Elon, and then the sex offenders, the CEX offenders. All right. Let me scroll down. So we got BNBPot roulette launch party. That's tomorrow night. The timing on that not 100%, but it's probably going to be before or after. Obviously, not exact. So the Xenft launch party also the same, before or after. Check the thumb. Come on, that's your boy right there. I made that jump with Jack's AI art that he published. I rugged myself. That was a self rug. That wasn't the FBI. That was me. I have a new mouse in it. I side clicked it. I'm not used to all these bells and whistles. So smash the likes over there. I mean, come on. Took Jack's AI art. Took a couple minutes. Got a little something going. Learned how to do Photoshop and shit just 2 weeks ago now, and I think I've been doing a pretty stellar job, frankly. And so then we have the live court case. Live court case, January 3rd, 2023. Live court case. Okay, that's big time. I'm covering all that, John. I love court stuff. Court stuff is fun. All right. So, and then we'll switch over to this. Just so we know what's going on. Again, the banner. Incredible. It's a good time. That's a fun little party right there. It's a fun party right there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so yesterday we did the show with Zensu, face reveal, Xenfts breakdown with our boy right here. You already know it was crazy. Then we got Lane. Oh, sweet Lane. Day 17 of tweeting Richard Hart until he goes on crypto in the morning with GymRatCrypto, Sam Stolt, and Bullshocks. Richard, you don't seem to be following everything you preach in SciVibe these days. What is up with that? Very insightful by the young man. Lane. Lane's one of the warriors of this channel. I'm pretty sure he's 19, 18 years old. Lane, confirm or deny your age so I can remember. I don't want to. And if you'd like to retweet Mr. Lane, he's a young man. He doesn't have many followers yet. He's just new to this. He's just we're just getting him ready for war. We're just prepping him up. Jack and Elon will certainly talk. Elon's not like that time will come. And then we all saw the infamous Richard, don't suck middleman D, suck mine heart. That was more of a troll, more of a funny. Face reveal with C's. We got Jack tweeted us out, so kind of Jack. Oh, so let's go through the Christmas celebrations real quick for the diehards. We passed. I used to have that Captain America shield behind it, replaced it with the Washington Redskins shield. And because I passed my Captain America shield on to this young buck right here. He is not my child. He is a sibling of mine's child. And then we got Famous. Famous has been doing a great job. Biceps for Famous. Shout out to Famous. And then we got a little photo dump from Christmas. Little drinks, a little something. And good times. That's all I got for you guys today. You guys are incredible. I hope that the truth continues to win the battle, the war. We can't be sidetracked right now. We need innovators and guys that are willing to be open and transparent to come in here and get some work done. We cannot beat around the bush for another decade and just try to make money. I mean, I can, I guess, but I don't think that's the way. Don't you want the most to happen in your lifetime? All right, let me check Deck Screener one more time. Make sure I'm nothing crazy going on here. Jesus, I'm going to S my pants, man. It's Goblin Town, baby. The bull market is over, dead, gone. We are in a full-on recession. We're at the bottom. We're hovering there. We're praying for mercy. This is when innovators come in. This is when men know deep down inside of them that there's an opportunity. And the ones that are ready will capitalize on it. And the ones that are prepared and have done work before and have teams and have people to talk to and have guys smarter than them, richer than them. They have they're not doing it for the money, and Like if you're doing it for the money, it's not going to work out as good. It's not going to be innovative. It's not going to be long-term. And because it's just the truth. Like you have to do stuff and you have to do it right. When new shield in the background, GRC, Cowboys, or Hex Pulse Shield. Where is the Hex Shield? Hex Shield's up there. There's a Pulse X Shield right here. I think I gave away the Pulse one to someone. Oh, I think I gave it to the Ravens running back. Who's a Hexagon? Why can't I think of his name right now? He's my friend. We got lunch right down here. I can't remember his name though. We only hung out. I say we're friends. Like we've met once and talked a few times on text. One of you guys will remember his name. He's the Ravens running back. He's on the team currently. Sorry that I can't remember your name. So yeah, Zen's going crazy. Everyone's fudding shit. Pulse Dogecoin shit. It was crazy. Everyone's freaking out about shit. Crypto in the Morning live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern, guys. Have an amazing day. Stay safe. Emotional fitness and sustainability should be your key for the day. You have to be able to be sustainable and emotionally fit, whether you're getting your way, whether you're in a perfect position, and you can move forward from there. But if you're having these big emotional, like I'm going to sell this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to cry about this, and my girlfriend left me, I can't stop. You're already fucked. Just get at all that stuff. Find your mission. Move forward. No regrets, bro. I'm telling you. No regrets. Crypto in the Morning live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. You already know what time it is.
You already know what time it is.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Crypto in the morning.
Waiting on phone.
Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning.
Ready to take notes.
Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stay. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that just in case. GymRatCrypto sent me to show you the way.